In this lecture, we are going to take a look at the big O notation. So what is big O notation? Suppose we have a function fn, then can we find a function cgn which binds this function fn from the upper side at all times for values of n greater than equal to n0. Take a look at this fn in terms of algorithms as the growth rate. So if fn is the growth rate of an algorithm where n is the size of the input, then this cgn, if it binds this function fn from above at all times, so in a way it is indicative of what can be the worst case performance of this function fn. So if there is a function cgn which is binding fn from above, that means fn would be less than equal to cgn at all times for values of n greater than equal to n naught, and cn n naught are positive constants. If this is true, then we say that fn is big O of gn. And this constant c over here, it depends upon the programming language, the compiler, the CPU speed, and the size of the main memory. Let's take an example of how we can compute the big O. Let's say fn is 3n plus 2 and gn is n. And we have to prove that fn is big O of gn. So by definition, fn should be less than equal to cgn for n greater than n naught and cn n naught as positive constants. So we have to prove that 3n plus 2 is less than equal to cgn, and gn is n over here. Dividing both sides by n, we get this equation 3 plus 2n, 2 divided by n less than equal to c. That means c has to be larger than this on the left hand side at all times. So whatever is the maximum value of this, c has to be larger than that also. So if we look at this, these terms on the left hand sides, when will this quantity be maximum? We know that as n becomes large, 2 by n will start decreasing. That means 2 by n will be the smallest when n is equal to 1. Since c and n are positive constants, we cannot make n as a negative number or as a float value. These are positive integers. So the least value of n which will make 2 by n maximum is n is equal to 1. So if n is equal to 1 and if we solve this, c is 5. The minimum value of c would be 5. It can be larger than that also. And for this value of c, n naught will be greater than equal to 1. So if we solve this, 3 plus 2 by n naught less than equal to 5. So for all values of n naught greater than equal to 1, this inequality would be satisfied. So we have found a value of c, we have found a value of n naught also. So we can say that fn is big O of gn. And what is gn? It is n. So 5n is upper bound of 3n plus 2. So right now we have said 5n is the upper bound. 10n could also be an upper bound. 7n could also be an upper bound. But the minimum value of c that we have discovered is 5. Now if you see that gn is the upper bound of 3n plus 2, n square would also be an upper bound of this function n. This exponential function would also be the upper bound of fn. But what we have to take is the tightest bound of fn. and the tightest bound of Fn that we have seen is 5n. Let's take another example. Fn is 2n square plus n, and we have to prove that Fn is big O of Gn. By definition, Fn has to be less than equal to Cgn for positive constants C and n0. What should be the value of Gn so that 2n square plus n is less than equal to Cn square? Since the high order term over here is of the order n square, Gn should be at least n square for this inequality to be satisfied. Dividing by n square on both sides, we have 2 plus 1 upon n less than equal to C. When will this value be maximum? Because C has to be larger than the maximum value on the left hand side. So 1 upon n, as discussed in the previous slide also, it will be maximum at n is equal to 1. So if we have n is equal to 1, we find that C has to be at least 3. So 2n square plus n, it will be less than equal to 3n square, and this will be true for all values of n0 greater than equal to 1. We cannot take n is equal to 0 because n has to be a positive constant. So we say Fn is big O of Gn. What is Gn? Gn is n square. We have to show here that n is big O of n log n. That means we have to prove that Fn is less than equal to Cgn. This is Gn and this is Fn. Dividing by n log n on both sides, we get 1 upon log n less than equal to C. This would be maximum when log n to the base 2 would be equal to 1. This is possible only when n is equal to 2, because then log 2 by 2 would be equal to 1. So at n is equal to 2, we substitute this value over here. This would become, C would become 1. And when we put it in this equation, then we get n0 is equal to 2. So we have been able to determine a positive constant C. We have been able to find a positive value for n0. So we say that Fn is big O of n log n. If you look at the graph over here, this would be Fn and n log n would be somewhere over here. So n log n can be an upper bound of n. Show that 10n cube plus 20n is not big O of n square. By definition, Fn has to be less than equal to Cgn. That means 10n cube plus 20n has to be less than equal to Cn square. If we divide both sides by n square, we get this equation 10n plus 20 by n less than equal to C. We will not be able to find a single value of C which will satisfy this inequality. So we can say that 10n cube plus 20n is not big O of n square. Even otherwise, if you see, this Fn is the order n cube and Gn over here is of the order n square. N square cannot be the upper bound of n cube. It can be the lower bound, but it cannot be the upper bound for n cube. And this we have shown mathematically also.